Hello.
Good evening, welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name's Barry,
And I'm Jay.
and together we are Mitosu Crafts.
Thank you to our channel. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to our channel. And today I'll be sharing with you different ways that you can use the in-color treat bags. So yes, I don't know how many I'll make, but
Yes.
hopefully you enjoy it. If you are watching the replay, do fast forward to the demonstration if you prefer, as we'll say hello to those of you who have joined us. Thank you so much for popping in a comment. Apologies for a little bit delayed. Barry was sorting out Switcher.
You're blaming me?
No, but we had issues with Switcher, didn't we?
Yeah, I know, but I was finished 20 minutes before we went live. I've been blaming you on all of the chat, so I all know it's you.
Whatevs. Anyway, we have Quinn, hello. Kisha, hiya. Charlotte, Valerie, Nani Shasha, Lisa, Angie, Pauline, hello, good evening. Jackie, Joanna, hello, hello. We also have Wendy. Who else have we got? Janet M, Cheryl, Angie, hello.
So it's your own fault for being late.
Gian,
names.
Sandra, Cheryl Pandos, and Lee Staber, Danette, and Sylvia. Thank
Lovely.
you so much.
Good evening to you. Right, we're just going to crack on, and Jay's going to show you some ideas with the treat bags.
Yay!
So different ways of using some treat bags, but they're still treat bags. All right, let's go down.
Well, different ways you can decorate.
Here we go. Enjoy.
Amazing. So yes, so the treat bags, 2023-2025 in color. So you have it in Moody Mauve, Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, and Pebbled Paw. I believe it oh no. It is on page, if I can find it. (126) in the annual catalog. So you have 25 bags, so 5 of each color, and it is food safe, and the measurement is 4 3/4 of an inch by 7 inches, or that's 12.1 by 17.8 centimeters. So it's a great way to obviously quickly do some treats for your team, for gifts, as well as for fairs. What's that? 25 divided by 40. It is. Where did I get 40? 950 divided by 25. It's like 38p per bag. So obviously check if you're in a different market, but that is that. So first things first, it's a treat bag. What can fit in it? So I was thinking of teamy gifts. So you might want your Stampin' Dimensionals that can fit it in there nicely. Fold it up and then decorate it. So and then you have a lip there. So I'm gonna do that first as my first one. Am I using Pebbled Paw somewhere? I think I'll do it in Moody Mauve, because I like to mauve it. And because it's in color, you can use your Stampin' Right markers to just either color or elaborate more on the checkered on there. So we'll get some pen. So who's got the treat bags and what have you put in it? Let us know in the comments. So I'm just gonna add a couple of lines. Actually, I don't even need a ruler because I can use the brush tip, and I'm just gonna add, it doesn't matter that it is slightly wavy. Maybe do it a bit with a bit more care, but of course you can use your blends as well. It will be slightly lighter. So I'm just gonna add a couple of lines. Across. Ooh. That's the only thing with the if you don't get it nicely, that's done. And what do we do with our crafting? We can quickly do some crafting with you. Yeah, that one, and you inspire me. Get some paper. Paper. So we're just gonna quickly stamp. It's nice and easy. We have some of that, and you inspire me. And for quick and easiness, you have your punches. So I've just used the 2 3/8 of an inch. I've gone for a bigger one. There is a 2 inches one, which is online exclusive. And because we're playing with Incolors, I might as well just use an Incolor. Oh, actually, that one is gray. We'll do smoky slate. And I'll probably stamp off. So, scrap piece of paper, and then, ooh, it's actually, it fits. There you go. I don't think I cleaned my stamp, but you get the idea. And then with the sentiment, I'll do copper clay, another Incolor. There we go, and then easy peasy. Do it that way. Huh? Lemon squeezy. So you can just, ooh, that looks like a thing there, and we can just add that on with dimensional. Or if you want, you can create a tag for it, but it's like, it's slightly more work involved, just because you're gonna have to punch in a hole. And if you want, you can actually add, so for closure, you can either just have it folded in or folded the other way. You can also add your matching ribbons or another color in the on here, so you can have that underneath, so then it kind of like matches, or maybe there, and then tie half a knot onto there. But if you want your themies to work for it, you can actually close it off as well. So let's do that. And maybe the seal. So it's, how far along is it? So kind of like feel where it's gonna go. I'm just gonna add a seal. Onto there. Fold it in half, but not too far in. Okay. They're not really gonna work for it, because you're gonna be nice and use your crafting tool thing. Crafter's tip, that's what it's called. So this is a new one, and just add loads of cat hairs in it. So just make sure you just perforate it, and then that will be easily, they can just cut it off. But you still have the nice edging onto it. Of course, you have other punches that you can add, and die cuts from crafting with you that you can add. So I thought that was quite a nice, quick idea to show with you. And of course, being paper, you can also, so we've done stamping right marker. As mentioned, you can use your stamping blends, but you can also ink blend. So for my next one, we will do some boho blue, and it's kind of like a two. This one is a two-way one. Let's have a look. And it's gonna go through an embossing folder. Okay. All right. I'll just put this away because I will need some space. So I'm gonna use the Fern 3D embossing folder this time. Use whatever you have, but I quite like the contrast between the geometric and the, I guess, what's it called? Nature? What's it called? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to so you can ink blend it, or you can also do your for ink press technique. So whichever is, this one is 3D, so it's got the inside and outside, or like it's got different height. Sorry, Tommy's just on the seat next to me. So who's done the ink press technique before? So that is gonna go, I'm just trying to figure out, that's the inside and that's the, so on the Stampin' Up logo, I'm just gonna get an ink pad, and that is actually not as wide, but we can ink blend that after. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this ink pad. Yeah, we were slightly delayed. I've got Pretty Peacock, and just ink it up. Just make sure it's nice and covered. It is slightly messy, but and I'm just gonna add that on. Am I gonna go quite far? Up to where I inked it, but ooh, I'm not gonna move it. Slightly off to one edge, but you get the idea. But just make sure that it's in the middle. So we have plate 1 and plate 4. And because this isn't directional, it doesn't matter that you put it upside down. So now what happened is the ink from the embossing folder has gone onto there, but you can't kind of like see the detail too much. So we're just going to do some more ink blending. I'll just get a piece of paper. Yes. Surprisingly, that folder, it didn't come out that inky with leftover. So, but yeah, just run that over the tab. And I'm just gonna get that one. And ink blending, I've just got, probably the larger one would be better, but it's stuck. No, that's fine. And I'm just gonna use a lighter shade, so Granny Apple Green. And kind of like, you don't even have to be quite careful with it. So I'm just gonna add Granny Apple Green straight on, because some areas, as I said, because it's a 3D embossing folder, some areas are higher and some areas of the same leaf, I guess, are lower. So it's got that graduation in height, and of course the embossing. So if you want lighter colors first, just kind of like add the highlights where you want it. And once something in there, those will be covered. Or what you could do is you could quickly ink blend that with the same color, or edge it with the same ink pad. So I'm just gonna quickly do this one. I have got an example already, but I will just show you. So some highlights, and then we'll get my pretty peacock pad back out. That's a darker one. So you can edge it and have a darker along the edge. So again, it's got vignette look to it, and that edge doesn't look too out of place, the line. And oh, I just fingered in the ink pad. Of course, just keep concentrating on those areas if you want that edge to be nice and clear. Am I too low? You can also add another green, so a third color. Like garden green or something. If you want some areas light, like obviously mid-tone, but I'm just gonna use my pretty peacock in some areas to again just have some lighter and darker on some areas, so then you can kind of like see the leaves a lot more. Here we go. For the back, so if you want, you can kind of like have it like that again, so different ways to cover it. If you want a clean edge like that, but if you're gonna have it that way, I quite like the zigzag. So on the other end, I'm just gonna ink blend some more with the green, just so the color kind of like continues on from the top. Put that back. There you go. And then to keep that close, so we have that in, of course, just imagine my ink blending is so amazing. Okay. So just to keep that close, we're gonna add a bit of what's regal. It is regal cardstock. So because I use Pretty Peacock, I'm just gonna use Pretty Peacock for my card. That is quite a lot. So, no, that's too small. I'll just cut it. I'm too stingy. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. So I'm just gonna cut that to size. So about 1.5. So the size of this one, the width, 4 3/4. Was I correct? Yeah. Put that back. And probably 4 centimeters or 1/5 of an inch. That is now done. So that's just gonna go in, just to hide that kind of like edge if you didn't have that on. Okay, and we're gonna have flying cardstock. Of course, you can stamp this with different design or use DSP, but the card kind of like helps it a bit more intact. That's done. So the fern, if you remember, it kind of like coordinates with nature's prints, so you can use that. You have other label dies as well, so I'm gonna just use nature's prints, or even make it Christmassy greens. Is there actually a label in Christmas classics? Let's have a look. You're right.
Yeah, there is, isn't there?
It's quite big though.
Yeah.
It'll look like a buckle. So I'm gonna keep to my original nature's prints, which is this one. So again, as I said, you can stamp. I'll do some stamping and I'll do a label. Any labels, but seeing as it coordinates with it, I'm just gonna die cut that. So probably on thick paper would be better, but I've just got some offcuts of normal card. So this one is, yeah, even though it looks like it's the curve is the same, one is shorter and less uppy, less curvy than the uppy than the other one. So just keep that in mind. So we've got green. Ooh, I think copper clay again. I'll just do that. Just make sure it's in the same area. And again, just die cut that in that one. What's the time? Hi, oh, sorry. Hi, Mandy. There we go. That looks all right. So Lisa, you've probably seen all of these. No, you would have seen all of these. Because these are most of the things that we did for our team gathering. So to keep that down, I'm just gonna add again dimensional onto there, but place your dimensional just below, of course, that thing there, the tip and kind of like shape it so you can insert it down. Again, as I think Cheryl said, it only needs to be intact until you give it to someone. Where's my thing? So just do 3. Is that even in the middle? And just have it like so. So it keeps it in place. Okay, and then if you kind of like put it away for later on, you can still put in your gift in there and tuck it under, and that's done. So here is my slightly decorated a little bit. Again, I used the garden green on there. Ooh, where are you from? Oh, that is from the Nature's Prints. Nature's something. What's the die? Natural Prints. So I did do some die cuts because it's got flourishes in there. You got a wreath that you can cut into, which is quite nice. And again, this one is the wavy trim that matches the earthen textures. You can just untangle that, and I quite like cutting it. So I untangled it quite a bit and cut the strands in different lengths so it doesn't look too samey. And I also done some meebs, metallic enamel meebs, basic something. What's it called? Pearlized enamel effects basic. So metallic enamel effects basic. So just a couple of those and then put that aside. So inside this one, I've been opening it and closing it, so that's why it's slightly torn there. You can actually fit in a card, so you can even, instead of an envelope, you can use your treat bag as an envelope. So yeah, so that card size is, I think, our usual. Just to double check. Yeah. So 4/1/8 by 5.5, folded in half. There we go. So that's the second one.
Thank you for your donation, Mandy.
Oh, thank you so much, Mandy.
Charlotte said, Barry, technically Jay used an entire sheet of dimensionals for the first project.
For the first project?
Yeah, I can tell you off now if I wanted to.
What? Where?
Because you used a whole packet of dimensionals, technically.
The first project was this. Oh. I was like, the first project is this one, and then I forgot it's in there.
That took him a while there, Charlotte.
I'm a bit slow. I was gonna say tonight, but every day. So yeah, so from simple, again, you can do the ombre effect with the inking there. What next? So I have, oh, gift bags. So you can turn it into a bag. Shall I do, so that one was boho blue? Yeah, boho blue, moody mauve. Shall we do copper clay? That one's a copper clay. So as they are paper, they are quite thin, so even thinner than your DSP, but you can reshape it into a bag. So if you haven't done it before, just be careful when you are embossing or scoring even. 3/4 of an inch on the 3 sides. So I'm lightly just, if you're hearing it creaking, it's too hard. But you can kind of like, you can't see it, but hopefully it's there. Can I feel it? I did think of adding a card. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. 3/4 of an inch. So I'm digging it a little bit more. And now I can see it a lot better. So add kind of like a piece of card on there. This one isn't long enough. So are you long enough? Maybe just scrap, okay? I'm just using what I have. 3/4 of an inch. And just to double check, it's there. So a lot of you may have done this already, but I can do a bit more pressure where that card is, and I can kind of like see where the line is. I'm just gonna move this over and realign, so make sure that you butt it up against that guard. Close it. Yay, that's great, Pauline. Yes, I still need to email you. I was waiting for the tutorial bundle to be finalized. So I will be emailing you with your tutorial bundle. Bundles. Oh, is it not? Yeah, it's not updating. There we go. So now you have 3 sides. Carefully open it up. Oh, the best thing was when we were doing our team training, I said, put googly eyes, you have a hand puppet. I love that idea. There you go. You can play with your treat bags. Am I the only one laughing? Probably. So I've kind of like folded it up that way. Just folded it the other way as well. Just so you kind of like have the shape already. And also I did think of adding a punch in there just to help it in. I don't know if it's gonna work. I tried it earlier, but I don't know if it's big enough. So it is heavy, so just be careful. So it kind of like put something in there. Find your score lines, turn it over, so that kind of like at least there's something in there to kind of like just keep it down, and you're not doing it too heavy-handed because it will tear. And once that's done, just push the punch all the way down to the end, and then turn that over, fold that in. Right, I've just folded at the bottom and then glue that. How shall I glue it? Seal. Right, now that I kind of like have my basic shape, a tiny bit of seal or whatever you have that's quick and easy, glue dot maybe, but because it's kind of like not supported, that's why I like having I thought of using the punch, because as soon as that's there, you have something to keep it down. Okay, so you can have it as a bag, so you can even add again another base onto there. So we have, just to kind of like keep the shape, so now we've got, so 3/4 plus 3/4 is 1.5, so that is 1.5, and then just have another lip on top, and that one would be however far you want to protect. So I'll just do 3. Would that be big enough? I don't think that's big enough. That one. Okay, I'll do it that way. So just double check. What have we got? 3 1/4. Okay, 3 1/4. If I add 1 1/2. I'll go 1 1/4. 1 1/4, and then finding that 3 1/4, so 4 1/2. And did I say 1 1/4? And then again that second one, 1 1/4, so 5 3/4. And then we have, how many is that? I'm just 1 1/4 plus 1 1/4 is 2 1/2 plus 1 1/4 is 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm just gonna do 1 1/4 on both sides. Of course, this isn't, I'm just wanting to have kind of like a base on there. This isn't, you can just have this bit if you want in 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4 would be easier. I'll do that now. But I'm just wanting the sides to be protected. So 2 1/2 and 3 1/2. So that one is 3 1/4. So you can just have a basic one like that, and that will just, okay, I didn't count properly. So then that can just be put inside right at the base. So it will just act as a kind of like, yeah, to strengthen the base. But if you want this one, I'm just gonna finish that off. Where's the bone folder? Oh, in front of me, of course. Ah, Jay, I'm confused, Matt. Ah, okay. Yes. I was adding it as I went along. So I will just go through the measurement of that one and I'll write it down. Was that 1 1/4? 1 1/4, 1 1/4. So if you do this in 2 1/2, let's pen it up. So mine, so no, 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then score at 1 1/4 both sides. Yeah, this one was slightly off. So then, and then just score that, and then you have your base already. This one is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. If I have that there, so hopefully you can see. And then that is getting scored on the long edge. Is that all? No, actually on all sides. At 1 1/4. So if you just do 1 1/4, 1 1/4, was that 1 1/4? Yeah, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, and 1 1/4. So that's that one. And we just need to cut into it. because of course you can't have one going up and the others not. Okay, so one cut, just cut the side, because it's kind of like a square anyway, so you can even strengthen it, or you can just cut that whole thing off if you want. But to even strengthen, I'm just keeping the middle tab nice and squared. You don't even have to glue it, I don't think, because it's just gonna be in there. Again, it's like depending on what you put in there, so you can just have that as your, so I'm folding it inwards, actually the sides first, up and in, and then that inside. You can glue it if you want to, but that should be okay to just slot in. So again, that's just a 1 1/4 base, but you can have that and then just fold the up, and to even keep it secure, get another ribbon. Of course, when it's a bit heavier. Shall I put a punch in? I haven't used pebbled paw. Actually, it's pebbled paw. We got loads of that, so I'm just gonna add that on, and just, it'll be better when something's in there. Just tie a knot, half a knot, what's it called? There we go. Cut that up. So we've done earthen. What else have we got? Circle sayings. Oh, circle sayings for something else. But that's a bag, or that's been folded. We do have a sample that's just a bag without the inside. So that's with the host stamp, which is at the back, he says, because I've forgotten what it's called. So what do you think? Have you done a bag? I'm sure everyone's done a bag. What page is the host? Oh, there. So it's called Night of Light. So you get that, you can add that to your basket once you reach the Stampin' reward, which is £150 order. And that's just been stamped in copper clay as well, and then added some quick watercolor wash onto there. Okay, so yeah, so there's another small bag, but it's, you can see it's battered slightly because we try to keep it upright. So you can create a mini shopping bag, but that's cutting into, so it's kind of like the same technique but cutting it in half, so then you do have a bit of waste on there. But saying waste, we can use the bag as DSP, so you can use that to create cards as well. So we're gonna do that. Different ways to use the bags, not just for bags. So we have a bag, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 if the bag, if there's 2 different design of the bag. So pebbled paw will go with next for the fourth one. So I said a bag. So you can cut it. And this one I love because Barry designed it. Why are you laughing?
What's that one?
It's your card. I'm just gonna get a card base. Bear with. Pebble Paw. We'll go tone on tone. In color. So use it as a card, 5.5, 14 centimeters. Put that away now, and 10.5. Yes, it does. So this is, you love this one then, Mandy. So the back of the bag, you do have kind of like a seam. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut the sides. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because of course we're only playing with 4 inches technically. So I'm just gonna cut the sides down. And just make sure that's 4 inches. And then the base as well. So if we want the top, so 5.5, just you have 5.5 there, you can just go up to 5 3/4, so long as it's not over. So then you still have a gap. So now you have 2. DSP. So 1, we can do that way. Fold that as a collar. And stick that down. Now you can use that piece as a die cut to die cut the mini envelope. Is it the mini envelope? Where are we? Mini. Right about. Mini pocket envelope. So this was this is now online only, so you won't see this in the catalog, but you have that. So obviously I cut that way too small, but that's fine. Or you can just kind of like angle it, or cut another piece of paper or DSP or card. If you want it to match, then that's fine. And also you have, so I'm just gonna cut that pebble path. What goes with gray? Anything. Copper clay. Do we like copper clay? It's brown. Oh, shall we do wild wheat? Why are you laughing?
Wild wheat, everyone's favourite.
I'm gonna end with wild wheat. You laugh now. So I'm just gonna cut that. So yeah, so the idea is we're gonna have a shirt card. If you haven't guessed already, but I'm gonna show this mini envelope because we haven't played with this for ages. Well, Barry has, as in like we haven't played with it on the YouTube. So really easy, small pockets. And because it's got the perforation already, or the score lines, you just fold and burnish. Oh, and one more. Then you just add glue to the tabs that we've created. Just make sure you're not too blobby, because you don't want that seeping out. Fold that in. You can even make it funky with, ooh, look, we have that base. Just make sure you actually line it up properly. Do as I say, not as I'm showing. So that's done. We can even add like a strip of that. Where's all my pocket? Right, I'm just gonna put it in. Is that how it was? See, we didn't do our usual to draw, yeah. So we'll just do 1 inch, however far out you want. So, and then just add a strip as a banner onto there. And now we have our, I'm not gonna stick it down, but you can like get the idea. Probably fold that down. Barry did keep the top. I will show you what he's done. So you have a shirt card with a pocket, and you can insert other things on there. Obviously decorate it. Barry did decorated his with some buttons, and the buttons are from the crafting with you. Is it, Barry?
Crafting for you.
So you have the buttons on the crafting with you, which I use for the first card. So that's a good one. So pebbled path again, he raised it with dimensional but colored. We do have the black dimensionals that you can use as well, so it's not too white in your face, but he used the white, so he had to draw on it with marker, I think. And of course that banner is from the curved label, and that happy birthday is from the curved occasions, is it? Let us look. It is. So the happy birthday there is already curvy.
It fits a gift card perfectly.
And it fits a gift card perfectly. So you can even either have it out there or hide the gift card. You can use a strip to decorate the inside as you would do with the SP offcuts. I quite like the mine's slightly more open, but I quite like this one as well, so you can have it as a full shirt cut on the top. Can I just add? No, I have to cut it. So I'm just gonna cut that seam right in the middle, so you're kind of like using the top, the front and the back. Maybe it's better that way. So I'm just finding that seam, go down up to a certain point you want, and then do that one, and use that line for your buttons, so you have a full car, full front, full frontal. If you want a bit of kind of like dimension or ombre, you can make it as a nice ombre. Again, you can ink blend. We'll do a bit of masking, because you have that kind of like, just to accentuate, just to differentiate between the two seam and make that slightly more not in your face, but you know what I mean. So pebbled path. How about use? No, it's new. Or not even pebbled path. You just need a light gray, really. And I've used already smoky slate somewhere. Only I know. So with a bit of blue. Right. I'm just doing this quite quickly. So you kind of like have a bit of shading, and then the pop of pebbled path on the right hand side would just make it look like it's two panels, if that makes sense. So yes, I quite like that one. I'm not gonna finish it because yeah, it's the same but different, but using the front and the back and an extra bit of color or color. Right, what's that? What's that? 4. Okay, this last one. I'm gonna turn it into a gift box. So it's a bit more elaborate, a bit more maths onto it. But I have, let's have a look. I'm gonna use wild wheat. Okay. Alright, I'll just put away my stuff because I am expanding. So yeah, so didn't Barry do well with that shirt card? I love it.
You do well.
Yeah, who thought of shirt card with these treat bags? What am I doing? So we turned it into DSP with cutting the sides and the bottom. I'm just gonna cut the side, and my measurements are somewhere. So we're just gonna open it up, and I'm gonna have it down to 4.5. So open one side off, because it's 4 3/4 of an inch. If you line it up at 1/8, and then on the other side 4.5, then you know it's 4.5. Now you have a long piece. So when I'm gonna do it so it's doubled up, again you can use that card that I had, but it's not long enough. So we're gonna score on both sides at 1.25 this time. 1.25. So on the right hand side, I'm just using this, remember, just as a kind of like as a guide, that I'm not adding too much pressure, or I can add pressure, but hopefully, here's hoping that it won't. There. Oh, Tommy's loving his fish.
Suki.
Oh, is that Suki? Oh, Tommy's next to me. I couldn't see, the chair's in the way. Right. What did I say? 1 1/4. So that one's 1 1/4. I'm just gonna fold that down now. Can I still see it? Yeah, it's there. And the other side, 1 1/4, which leaves you 2 inches in the middle. Okay, so 1 1/4. I'm still kind of like not putting as much pressure as I would normally because I know it ends, but if you have a long enough card, it should be okay. Okay. I will need to add another score line there at some point, but I'm just gonna fold this back and forth just to make sure. So you kind of like have the base of your card already, or a box even. So you just need to add a line kind of like in the middle there. So I will double check. I didn't open it up. But obviously because it's paper, but you're loving the check or whatever the design is called, we're gonna again reinforce with some card. So I have a piece for the base, 7 1/4 by 1/15/16 of an inch, and that is scored at 1 1/4 and 6 1/4. So that is for the base, apparently. Is that correct? Okay, maybe I cut it wrong. I thought I was so ready. Right, I will just get another piece because I don't think that is correct. That should have the same height. So 1 1/4 is your side, so the top should be 1 1/4 as well. So what did I say? 1 15/16 of an inch. So just the notch between before the 2 inches. And we should have 1 1/4 on one end. And then that is correct at 5 inches. I will rewrite that and bring it up in a sec. 5 inches if I do. Yeah, 6 1/4. 6 1/4. Oh, I think it's just my adding up. And 1 1/4 is 7 1/2. Silly moo. You right? Silly moo. So instead of 7 1/4, it's 7 1/2. I'll write it down. So the base is 7 1/2. That's a 2 by 1/15/16. Score at 1 1/4 and 6 1/4. So technically it's 1 1/4 on both ends. So that's the base. The top is slightly smaller. So you have 7 1/8 of an inch by 1/15/16 of an inch. And that one is 1 1/4 and 6 1/4. So the end piece is only 7/8 of an inch. And that is correct. It's only one end that we need the same. And then I have 4 pieces of 5 inches by 1 3/16 of an inch. So those 16th of an inch, it's just so it's not hitting all of the all of the joints. So the base is gonna be on here. So that's where I didn't add those score lines first. So that's the base. To reinforce that, we're gonna add that onto there, and that is gonna be the top. So you can kind of like just add this on. You can have a really long piece. I don't even know how long that is. 5, 10, 11. Yeah, so you definitely need to. Okay, so that's done. So I can actually just go ahead and stick this down and then score it afterwards. So I'm just gonna do this. So score, add glue to all of those. You're probably thinking I can just make a box, but I was like, well, what else can we do? Ooh. So that, make sure that that is quite close up to the edge. If you can still see your score line. And then add this on. So I won't decorate this one, but I will show you a sample that I've done already. You're right. Oh yes, I can feel him. So that's just over that score line, and just make sure that it is still within those lines, and it should end just before the edge. Okay, my scoring isn't that great. So once that's done, you can actually just fold that, and you have your, because it's paper, you have your edges. Okay, and then that side, so you don't need to score it all, you just need to score. And these are for the sides, so those are just gonna get added on the sides, and then we can cut some pieces after we've stuck it down. So I'm just gonna stick this down. Oh, sorry, Tommy. I put all of my stuff in your chair. So again, keep in mind those lines, score lines. There we go. Hey, you don't have to jump on my head.
Oh, wait.
Ah. Why? I don't know why I'm not on Zoom, Tommy. I don't know why you're on my shoulder.
Just quickly, I've just got to show everyone. This is what Jay's having to deal with at the moment.
He just sat behind me, and because I'm not paying him attention, how rude am I, Tommy?
Tommy, down here.
Oh, that was even worse.
You were very controlled there, Jay.
So now we have that. Obviously, to make a box, we'll need to cut into certain bits. But you have that one. Okay. Before I do that. Oh yeah, no, I'll do it now. Okay, so I'm gonna cut. So that's gonna be the top. I'm gonna cut this line. And cover that up. Okay, so the top one, the one with the 7/8 of an inch, or the smaller tab. Okay, I'm not cutting properly. Ooh, sticky. Right, I'm just gonna stick that down. Stick that down. And that's gonna be cut in. So I'm just gonna, it was just easier. I did just do it kind of like randomly, but if you want a nice line, of course use your ruler. Probably 0.5, which is 3/16 of an inch. Well, we'll see. That should be enough. So if you really want it to be a nice edge, yeah, I just cut mine by eye, and it was a bit wobbly. And that just helps it to keep that, when you're closing it, it just helps it to go down inside a lot easier. Because that's going to be the top. I know I've said it a lot of times. I'm just reminding myself as well. So it's not you, it's me. So I'm just gonna cut the other end as well, both sides. Because now that is gonna be done on, as I said, both sides and both middle bits, and that's gonna act as our kind of like anchor between the base and the bottom. So this is the bottom. That's gonna be added on the inside. If you have any excess, just cut that off, because it is the edge of the that card treat bag. That's the name of it. So that's gonna get added on, and for this one, it's slightly what you call it? Not annoying. It's slightly awkward just because it's in the corner. So if you pick up both of those and then just create a triangle. Some of on the side will have the funky edge, but you can just cut that off because you don't want that going up, if it is going up. So yeah, so lift both sides and then pinch in the center, and that's gonna get stuck down on the side. So that is on the side. So there, and inside here. Do it better than what I've just done, but as long as it's stuck down. So that side, and on the inside, pinch it up. Just make sure it's nice and glued, and then just add glue to the tabs here. Lift it up, glue to the tabs there. And then lift that up, or lift this up so you can see, and then just stick that down. So now you have, oh, I forgot the best bit, the finger tab. Best label is a good one because I've already cut it, or whatever punch you have. That can add a tiny bit. So fold this in. It will be harder because that's kind of like 2 or 3 layers. Why is it not working? I'm sure this is how I done it. So just a tiny bit. Oh, make sure it's in the middle because I'm not. Punch. Ah. So now that is done. So remember that diagonal one. So it kind of like, if it hits that, I need more. So probably slightly more inwards. We'll go 1/4 of an inch. I'm just eyeballing it. So it is a lot of work, but if you want to make the most of your treat bags and don't want to do another treat bag, so now it's not hitting that, so that diagonal just helps it go in, and that goes inside, and now you have a box. You could also use a ribbon, just again to extra decorate it on the side and to keep that in shape if you want to, because the more times you open it, I haven't added glue onto that well, so that's why it's slightly, but the more you open it, the weaker it gets, as most things. So that is the box. It is 2 inches by 5, so whatever you can fit on that. I'm sure loads of Lindor can fit in there. 4 Lindor. There you go. I can't see. So that is that one. And to decorate, of course, decorate it as much as you want. You have some, shall I show you my, you can have birdings with bird's eye view, or other things that you want to color, like make it festive, like with the festive and fun, which is, I haven't fussy cut them yet, so I won't show you that. Or use dies, and the dies that I've used for this one is the Paper Florist. So this one I've used wild wheat. Again, I've added some jute, or in color jute. For the stamens, I used the soft shimmer Lost Lagoon as well, and I've actually added that in dimensionals. So each petals die cut are on different dimension. It's got dimensional in between, so you have that layering. That for you is from Layering Leaves, just fussy cut, and the leaves are in Lost Lagoon as well, but it looks like I tried to color some, so maybe Pretty Peacock would look nice as a second color, because I think I've just added Lost Lagoon onto there. So yeah, so the jute are in color, so you have Copper Clay and Boho Blue, and then finally with the Meaves in Copper, Metallic, Enamel FX Basics. Yes, So there you go. We have one, two. It won't even fit in. Three. I'll just do that. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We do have other ones. Ah, I forgot. A 6th one. Add another bag into it. So extend the use of your bags by cutting it in half, like I did with the bag, and then use it as the top. So if you have loads of the envelope or like clear bags, you might as well use them up. Have like loads of different sweets, and that one is from, what's that one? Circle Sayings. And again, because it's only paper, I've just folded that into 3, 1, 2. So I scored it twice at 2 1/4, and then added that band across just to keep it secure and a bit more extra strength onto it. And this was our theme swaps, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or we gifted it to everyone. So there you go.
And there's still more.
And there's still some more. Yes, one I did kind of use for my next artisan, but it's slightly different, so I won't show you that yet until the end of the month.
Where's my, have you kept my little my special one out the way as well?
Yeah, which one?
The...
Oh, no, because where's the tub?
Oh, it's over. It's in the tub, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy, off.
So Bars is gonna show you he created what is it?
It's a little mini album, which was, imagine a lovely tied bow here. Look, I've undone the bow. There we go. Look, it's all undone now.
Wow.
So this is done with treat bags as well, and with circle sayings, and it's a little mini album. So you can go on and do things like this, and you've got bits which you can then pull out and then do stuff on that as well. And that's done with the mini album. This was cased from, I can't remember her name unfortunately, cased from somebody from our Stamp Around UK video hop. So she has got a video of how to do this. So if you find my Stamp Around UK video hop from last month, you'll find her links in there as well. But I'll ask her if she minds me casing it and doing it, and then maybe I can show this for you as well. So yeah, if you really want to go and see how this is, go and check out our Stamp Around UK video hop. Go through the links in the hop there, and you'll find the lady
Was it
who
last
did this
month?
as well. I think it was last month. Yes.
Was it Funfold?
Yes, it was Funfolds. So that was that one, which was made as well. So I was really quite happy with that one.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So good, excellent. So thank you so much for joining us all this evening. Been a long one, but I hope you have enjoyed that.
Yes.
And yes, anything you'd like to add?
No, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button and share to your crafting friends. Would really appreciate it.
Oh, so Joanna's on from the Stamp Around UK.
Hey.
Who made that mini album? Can you remember, Joanna? It was from the... Joanna's also from the Stamp Around UK video hop. So, yes, go and check that out. Yeah. Funfold Friday has been recorded. It is uploaded and is ready to go live on Friday night at 7 p.m. I think I've put it for 6, but I'll change that to 7. And yes, that's it, isn't it?
Yes,
for a couple of days, because we won't be here Sunday because we will be surfing on the beach.
I'll be freezing by the sand dunes.
Yes, you will. So thanks very much. We will see you live again in just over
24?
a week's time. Yes, so it will be the 20... Yeah, 24th of September. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you again very soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care for now.
Take care.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.